That was good stuff. Plus, it gave the world Anna Faris, so...
This is true. I'll give you that.
Yeah, you will.
Yes, I will. Indubitably. What is up, interwebs? Big Lou here, Matt the Cutman, with me as always, and we have just come from seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp, the latest addition into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Cutman, what'd you think of Ant-Man and the Wasp?
There was finally a summer movie this year that it did not take itself too seriously.
Not at all.
It was good.
It was very good.
It was amusing.
Yep.
Paul Rudd, charming as hell.
Always charming.
Evangeline Lilly was both Evangeline and Lilly.
Yes, she was.
Michael Douglas, come on. And Michelle Pfeiffer. Come on.
Yeah.
It was exactly what you wanted. It was a good time at the movies, and I had two very enthusiastic thumbs up.
Same here for me. I thought it was exactly what this movie needed to be. It was a very contained story. It didn't really play into the larger cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I mean, they referenced the stuff from Civil War all the time, so if you hadn't seen Civil War, you may have been a little bit lost.
Comedic effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just about him being, like a Captain America fanboy and an Avengers fanboy.
I love, and this is kind of spoilery, but it doesn't have anything to do with the plot, so get over it. When he says,
get over it.
When he calls him Cap, and she calls him out, it's like, Cap? And he goes, in America, it's what we call him. They're friends. He's a war criminal. Leave me alone, or whatever it is that he says. But yeah, the chemistry that the two of them had was spot on. And can I just say, the special effects just keep getting better. I mean, you have the technology.
That's to be expected.
Oh, of course. But you have technology in the movie where they shrink. Okay? He shrinks. What else do you do with that? Well, you make other things shrink. You make the cars shrink. You make the buildings shrink. You make
the cars. I think were an especially interesting plot point
when he had that Hot Wheels case.
Yes, that was so cool.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, what do you need? I need a fast car. Okay, pop this little guy open, and all of a sudden you got that. And very, very, very cool.
Yeah, and we'll get into some more spoiler stuff towards the end of this review. But for right now, just the tone was light. It did, like you said, it didn't take itself too seriously, and the chemistry between all the characters was fantastic. My favorite interactions in this movie were between Paul Rudd and his daughter, between Scott Lang and the little girl, who the little girl you can absolutely tell has grown up a few years and matured and become a better actress. And can actually have conversations. And it's really cool for someone like me, who I don't have kids of my own, but I have my niece.
Abby Ryder Fortson.
Yeah, she has a one of those hyphenated names or something like that. But
it's a three-name name.
Three-name name. Anyway, yes, that we shall watch her career with great interest. But yeah, their chemistry I thought was very good. And the story points that he had with him, not wanting to violate his probation and stuff, doing it for her, and where the first movie was all about fathers and daughters, this one kind of mirrored that a little bit. And the villain I thought was one of the weaker points of this movie. The actress I thought did a great job, but I that wasn't the point of the movie, though.
I wouldn't say that was like the classic villain.
Not at all.
It wasn't so much that was like the villain. That was the protagonist.
For sure. Yeah,
that
absolutely.
was the protagonist, but that was not like, Sauron.
Yeah.
So, and that person, Hannah John Kamen.
Yeah.
As a Ghost.
Yeah.
She had or maybe still has a show on Sci-Fi.
Okay.
That I'd seen her before, and it's gonna bother me until I figure out what the name of it was. What was it? Killjoys.
Oh, she in Killjoys?
Yeah, she's like the lead character. Where she's like the futuristic bounty hunter type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Killjoys is one of those that some of my buddies at work are like, dude, you're not watching Killjoys? How are you not watching Killjoys?
It's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
It's not bad. And she was briefly in Star Wars. Force Awakens.
Yes.
She was on the planet, the Star Killer base that exploded.
Yeah. I'll take your word for that. I don't remember her in that. But...
I picked it out. She's got the eyes.
Yeah, she does have those eyes.
You know.
Yeah, she does.
And, the voice.
Yeah,
and the whole thing.
I'm
a fan.
I love the visual effects with her, with the phasing and kind of how she'd move and it would like flutter and stuff. I thought that was done incredibly well to show.
You know what? You know what it reminded me of?
What did it reminded you of?
Okay, do you remember in the first Matrix sequel, the twins that could phase in and out? My biggest problem with that movie, and not to get off on a tangent, was I wanted more of them.
Yeah.
Like, it was like that scene with Morpheus and them. There should have been way more of that, and it's like we finally got it with her and her abilities there. I thought that was really cool, and her that's like her like special morphing skill type of thing.
Sure.
So that was pretty badass.
I really enjoyed her powers, and it's like you said, she's not necessarily a villain; she's the protagonist,
right?
So, but and then of course we get. Speaking of Morpheus,
right?
That's
bring it all around.
Yeah, exactly. Lawrence Fishburne. I thought his interactions there with Michael Douglas were spot on. A lot of good things that we really liked in this movie. Was there anything that stood out that didn't work for you? What anything you was like? Yeah, I didn't really like that.
The only thing gets into some spoilers, so we'll touch on it later.
Okay, fair enough. Overall, this was a fantastic time at the movies. Definitely go see it if you are on the fence about it.
If you're going to see a movie this summer, so far, it's been the redemption of the summer. I have not been a fan so far of just damn near anything.
That is unfortunate because Avengers Infinity War is still my number one movie of the year.
I'll let you know when I see it.
You saw it.
I've seen part of it.
You saw... Never mind. Watch our Avengers Infinity War video. You can check it out right here. We have a little bit of a discussion about it. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into some spoilerific territory now. So if you haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, go ahead and pause this video. Come back to it after you have seen it. So... spoil away. What was your complaint?
Okay, the only complaint, if we're gonna get nitpicky,
pick away.
Would be the end credit scene.
Which end credit scene?
The first one.
Okay.
Boy, was that a downer.
Yeah, well, you knew that was coming, though.
I know, but still, it was just like there was this whole thing, and it was just like. I know that all of that half of the planet, the half of the universe has been destroyed, and I just kind of was hoping that they would, I don't know, maybe just not touch on it. Maybe that didn't happen. Let's live in a world where let's forget about it for a little while. No, the Titanic still sank at the end.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Old Yeller still died at the end of the movie.
Blew his head right off.
Yeah, he did. Spoiler alert for Old Yeller fans if you haven't seen that one.
It's only been 60 years.
Yeah, a little bit. Anyway, I thought the way that they did it was cool. So it leaves Ant-Man is still alive. He's in the.
It's fine.
Are you sure?
Well, it's fine.
Okay. He's in the quantum realm and whatnot. So
well, now how's he going to get out?
I'm sure he'll figure out a way. He's a pretty smart guy.
Well, the only people that know that he's in the quantum realm are no longer exist.
That's true. I suppose we'll have to wait and see whatever they're going to call Infinity War Part 4 or Avengers 4, Infinity War Part 2, whatever it is. Anyway, one of the things that didn't work for me was in the first movie, I was a really big fan of the new husband, Bobby Cannavale's character.
Yeah.
I loved his character in the first one. In this one, he was just kind of like almost like a Judge Reinhold character. Like, hey, it's group hug. It just I didn't like his goofiness. I did, however, like whatever. Judy Greer was talking. You can't just come in here like that. He goes, "Yeah,
yes,
absolutely
they can."
So him being a cop to the FBI, I thought that was cool. But
yeah.
I really would have liked. It didn't mesh one movie to the next. His character, and that.
It did, because I mean, to play devil's advocate, they did Scott and Cannavale's character, I forget his name too. They did have a like a reconciliation at the end.
I'm not saying that they couldn't have been buddy.
And I feel like that's like the next evolution of their character, of their relationship.
Yeah, I don't know. It's when he did the group hug thing.
Yeah, sure.
Once I get it's funny. 3 times in the same movie, it was like, really? Is that what his?
Yeah, I feel like
now?
there just wasn't enough time to really flesh out that character.
No, and I understand that it wasn't about their.
There
dynamic
probably
anymore.
was a lot more that was cut.
I would hope so. And speaking of police officers, what did you think of the head FBI guy? The guy that looked like B.D. Wong. It wasn't B.D. Wong though.
Oh, his name is Randall Park.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his.
I'm a fan of his, but I didn't like the character. I don't like that the doofy FBI. It just he seemed more like a punchline in this movie than anything else.
I think. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. I think you needed somebody that is constantly one step behind. He was, the Inspector Clouseau.
It's exactly where I was going to go with that. Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I did not see, or maybe it was in the trailer and I just missed it. I did not realize Walton Goggins was in this movie.
I knew he was in it, but I don't remember seeing him in the trailer.
And I am a huge Walton Goggins fan.
How can you not be? I mean, that dude's super talented.
Anytime he steps onto screen, he just exudes charm and that southern draw. And
absolutely agree. But you know what his character reminded me of in this movie? Do you remember the old Disney Three Musketeers movie with Chris O'Donnell and Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, Oliver Platt.
Yeah, Oliver Platt.
Yeah.
Do you remember the brother and his friends that kept chasing Chris O'Donnell? Was like, D'Artagnan, you defiled my sister.
Yeah, of course.
Like a couple of times throughout the movie. That's what Walton Goggins' character reminded me of a little bit. It's kind of like, and eventually Lily even says, really, this guy again? And I'm like, yeah, really, this guy again? Who's the villain here? I mean, are we going to run it from him? Are we running from the other guy? It just, while I really enjoyed the stuff that he gave us and stuff, and the stuff with the truth serum was some comedic gold.
Yeah.
And, of course, not Louis Gearsman, Michael Pena.
Yeah.
Him doing the narrative thing that he does with the truth serum was to great comedic effect. So, but overall, could not be bigger fans of this movie. Really enjoyed it. Any final thoughts? Anything else you wanna mention about it?
I haven't seen it yet, but I really hope that Paul Rudd goes on Conan and shows the classic clip. If you're a fan of Paul Rudd going on Conan, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. And we will leave it at that. If you don't know what that means, Google it. In the meantime, we're going to be here breaking down movies coming out the rest of the summer. We have Mission Impossible Fallout coming out. We still have something else coming out that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. So
I'm super pumped about Mission Impossible.
I know you are. Yeah, it's been on your list for quite some time. So I need to rewatch the other two that with Rogue Nation and what was the first of the four? What was number 4 called?
There was the one that Brad Bird did that was Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and now
Nation.
Fallout.
Yeah.
So those 3 are what I consider to be the resurgence of the Mission Impossible movies. So
Although, ironically enough, J.J. Abrams was responsible for the resurgence.
You keep saying that, but I still don't think 3 is nearly as good as as 4, 5, or 6.
I don't either,
or
but
4 or 5.
But J.J. Abrams is still a producer on all of these.
Well, yeah, but he's like Spielberg. He's got a producer credit on just about everything now. So, not taking anything away from J.J. I think J.J. is great. But, anyway, tangent.
Oh, remind me. There is some JJ related news that you and I need to discuss.
We will discuss, and we will bring that back around full circle. Anyway, go ahead and click this button here. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Got something else fun for you to watch right here. And in the meantime, we'll be breaking movies down for you all summer long right here on the interwebs.